Hello and welcome to the Joel the Entertainer Show. I hope you all can hear me and see me in my love shack live. So, Chelsea beat Paris on Friday. Well, yes, it was Americans' Friday night. However, it was our Saturday morning when we beat Paris 2-1. Two good goals by Cole Palmer and Gusto, our defender. So today is a good build-up. Well, I mean, at the moment it's 20 past 11 at night on Monday night, and tomorrow night is a very, very important event for Chelsea players. We are in the semi-finals of the World Club Cup. We are going to play against Burmese, and so we beat Palmeiras on that. Well, two alternating days because there was a lot of drama involved with that. So we are now on Monday. The build up to the game has been tense. A lot of transfers, speculations on who's going out of Chelsea, who might be coming in. I mean, we got a good signing. We just recently signed Jamie Glitton the other day. He sort of announced himself to the world while walking onto the pitch when he was full time to thank the fans and all that. So he was sort of like hiding in the background. So I don't know whether he will be playing tomorrow because he is cup tied anyway. And what I mean by cup tied is that you can't play for two teams at once in the same competition. So you just have to really motivate the players. I mean, two good goals, but one by Cole Palmer and Gusto, and the semi-finals against another Brazilian team. I know. Well, I will say, I want to say, well, actually, I was going to say a lot of you, but some of you, I'll say some of you assumed this was an easy run for Chelsea. It hasn't been an easy run because we lost one game in the group stage. So, and that was another Brazilian team as well. I don't think, in my opinion, it hasn't been an easy run because we had disruptions, we had to deal with the heat, the intense heat wave over there. We had to deal with a lot of the delays. We had a 4-hour delay to try and finish the last 5 minutes of the game, and then it became more drama, more twists and turns of the drama. Like Don Robbie would say, he would say that sort of thing. I know he's sitting right down, smoking on this cigar, thinking, Chelsea, Arsenal had a better season and all that. Rubbish, absolutely rubbish. Arsenal haven't had a best season. Do you know why they haven't had the best season? Because they didn't win a thing this season. They haven't even won anything since Mikel Arteta's first season. So why Arsenal fans are like sitting in the corner of the party going, looking at all the girls and going, I had a better season. Where all the girls, they got the trophies in their arms because, you have Newcastle, you have Crystal Palace, and us, and Tottenham. Tottenham had a much better season than Arsenal. So why are you sort of sitting there in your podcast with the microphone in your face and saying, "Oh, Arsenal had a better season"? Well, yes, you finished second, but you didn't get anywhere. You sort of gave up on your title run. You sort of gave up. It's like Usain Bolt sort of gave up halfway in his 100 metres race. So why are you saying it for? So, anyway, back to the topic. Thiago Silva, one of our great defenders. He used to play for Chelsea. He sort of led the young players to be, how to play football, be motivating. And now, I think he is playing for this team, Blue East. And it feels like a lot of people might say, "Oh, it doesn't feel like a match-up, It just doesn't feel like a reunion, you know. It's like, I only had like one, to be honest, I haven't been invited to any school reunions because my school system didn't allow that. But, when you watch your Hollywood films and then they go off to do the school reunions like 20 years later and that sort of thing. And a lot of people say, does it feel like a reunion between Chelsea and Thiago Silva be playing on the same pitch? I don't think it feels like that. I don't think it feels anything like that, remotely anything like that. Because I know I'm going to upset quite a few people. He's a good player. I mean, he has the, the humble and humility. Much better. He's a much better player than Cristiano Ronaldo. Thiago Silva would notice when his time's up, when it's time's up to hand his boots up. He would know, where Cristiano Ronaldo wouldn't know, because he's still carrying on playing in the Saudis League for another season. And then he might sign on for another season. And I'm thinking, yeah, okay, I'll be honest. He did help Portugal win the Nations League a few weeks back. So, yeah, okay, I deal with that. We all dealt with that. We've seen that. That's reality. But when you're a player of 40 years old, what are you doing? What are you doing to feel that motivation? What are you doing to, to get out of bed, to feel the motivation to be training, to go to the training pitch, talk to the players and say, "Oh yeah, I used to run like really fast on the pitch. I used to do some dribbles and that. But now you're motivating the young players. You're almost coaching. There should be something up there to tell you, maybe think about doing a retirement farewell, farewell tour sort of thing. But it is what it is. And I know that during the competition, the build up to this World Club Cup, the FIFA actually wanted Cristiano Ronaldo to play in one of the teams. And then those teams said politely, no. It's like, if you've been offered if you've been offered to drink beer or some sort of peer pressure situation, it's a sharp no. So that's what the club said to FIFA. No. That's water. That's water, by the way. I don't understand about this competition is that has been a month or and maybe a month and a half, and it has disrupted the focus of the women's football. You know, you got the Africans Championship going on with the ladies, and you got the European Championship where England ladies are in, and the Welsh ladies in there from Wales. So this has taken the focus off. This has taken the shine off it. I don't know why FIFA thought, oh, maybe we do the World Club Cup every 4 years at the end of the season. I had a conversation with someone I know. He was quite heated. Well, he wasn't heated. He was like interesting debate. And I'm thinking, yes, the semi-finals is a little bit predictable. Well, we'll see how predictable it will be tomorrow night. If Chelsea beat Nice and we go through to the final, and maybe Real Madrid or Paris Saint-Germain might join us in the final, and it's an all-European final. And yes, the conversation with that person I know said to me, it's very boring to have an all-European final where you have South American teams and the African teams and the Middle East teams, you know, to be playing. And I said to him, yeah, I do agree with you on that point. And I'm thinking, maybe if they want to host this again every 4 years, it needs to have something. It needs to have a Europa League winners and the Conference League winners of all the competitions around the world that have been won the major competitions. Why can't they do that? And then instead of the group stage, and do a knockout FA Cup style like we have here in England? What if we can have, like, can you imagine the Europa League winners versus the the South American Champions League version, or the Conference League versions of South America, or something like that, or the North Americans, or something like that? It would create a much better competition, but that would involve pausing that season Champions League, Europa League, and the Conference League for just to be paused for the whole season, so you can just play it midweek during your domestic matches. And this would stop the whole talk of the European Super League or whatever. I know FIFA wanted to do a world version of Nations League. So maybe that they could try and do that. And I would be interested to see if there's going to be any debate about that. And then you could have, I know, yeah, and then you can have like Tottenham, maybe, well, if Crystal Palace do win the Europa League next season, that will be an incredible story. So it would be incredible. So, I think if you talk about the lack of atmosphere that's been happening in the North American stadiums, I know that they lowered the prices for hopefully US based Chelsea fans, and maybe, well, I don't know about the Brazilian fans who are there and sort of thing. Are they US based Brazilian fans, or are they actually travelling from Brazil to watch the games there? Would be interesting to know about that, because it's just been, the atmosphere has been, very concerning, and I think they hosted it in the wrong place at the wrong time. The FIFA knows that climate is too hot for the players to be playing. It's too hot. You cannot be playing in the, in the 40 degrees centigrade under the blazing sun. No one can't play in, can you imagine trying to play in 50 degrees heat? It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. So, yeah, they were saying, oh, you need to think about the European TV audience to watch at those times and sort of thing. And I'm like, hold on. When Japan had their World Cup, there were times it didn't really suit the European audience. But I do remember, I was getting up at 7:30 in the morning to watch the Argentinian match. And I remember, I think it was like 10:30 or 11 o'clock in the morning to watch England versus Argentina. And I'm thinking, if they really want to think about the players' welfare, and if they really want to do, very early in the morning kickoff, we wouldn't mind it. We wouldn't mind it, because, you've got clubs here, there's sort of like almost 24 hours, just almost. But I just think it would help the pubs, the restaurants, the hospitality side of things. Can you imagine, shops opening at 6:30 in the morning, so the whoever's interested in going shopping, the football fans could go into the cafes or the pubs. It would be full. So it would be interesting to see if there's any talk of it, because I know the climate change is a big, massive concern. So it's just what it is. Anyway, I hope you're enjoying this live stream. And speaking of heat waves, there is going to be another heat wave here in the UK, but the first time for Wales as well, so people in Wales, thumbs up. So I'm looking forward to the game tomorrow. I can't wait. I think if Chelsea do play well, if Enzo Maresca, our manager, can he pick the right team with the right tactics, I believe we will win. We will win tomorrow. So I'll see you all in the next video, and please comment and subscribe. If you want me to do different things, please put me down in the comments and stuff. So subscribe. Let's do this. And I'll see you all